Hi, it's Luke from LK Musical Adventures. I hope you're well and staying safe. In today's video, we're going to work through some fundamental elements that are going to help you when you come to work for the Chordal Chaos guitar course. So grab a guitar and let's get stuck in. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we know what the names of the strings are, because that's going to be quite important throughout the course when I refer to those. So I don't want you to get stuck on those. So the first string on the guitar starts at the bottom, so string 1 is the thinnest string at the bottom, and that's the E. So we've got string 1, E. The next string up is string 2, and that's the B string. Next string up is string 3, and that's the G string. Move up another string, that's the 4th string, and that's D. Next string up is string 5, and that's A. And the final string, string 6, is also an E, but because it's a thicker string, it's lower in pitch. So E, B, a little mnemonic to help you remember that. Starting at the bottom would be Easter bunnies get dizzy at Easter. So the first letter of each word tells us the name of the string. So Easter would be E, bunny would be B, get would be G, dizzy would be D, at would be A, Easter would be E. So I hope that helps, and now you should know the names of the strings. Now we've learned what the different strings are called, it's time to try tuning our guitar. There's a few ways you could do this. We could try and tune to another guitar, we could try and tune to a piano, or we could also use a tuning app like I've got set up here. And I'll go through those 3 different ways just in case you've got different equipment at home. So first I'll play you some reference notes. So I'll play you the pitches, and then I'll make sure they're in tune so you can just hear what they sound like, okay? So I've got E, B, G, A, and E. So you've got a rough idea of what pitch the instrument would sound like. If you're going to do it using a piano with the same sort of method, you would start on E4, so that's the E above middle C, and then you would work backwards down to the next note, so it would be an E, and you go down to the next B, down to the G, down to the D, down to the A, down to the E. So the E is E4, the B, G and D will be in the 3rd octave, the A and the E will be in the 2nd octave, and you'll see that with the accompanying pictures in the video. But the way probably most guitarists tune their guitar is using some sort of electronic tuner. A good app is this Bosch tuner. It's free, so if you're able to download that off Android or Apple stores, that's quite a good tuner. Now you know roughly what the pitches are. This just gives you a visual representation of when you've got the right note. A couple of good things when you tune is try and tune up to pitch. So I'll do tune my guitar, and I'm trying to tune up, moving the tuning peg slightly, small movements. then on most tuners, you're trying to get it in the middle when it says the note you're after. So on this one, it goes green. Like I said, you want to try and turn your tuning peg so it's rising in pitch, and then try and stop when you get there. And that'll make sure the string's tight and stays in tune. Another thing to note on these tuners, the chromatics, that's going to show you every note. So when I go down to the next note, there's normally some sort of dot to show you that it's a sharp note. So that's just to check out for, because if you tune a note like the D and you go a little bit sharp, there might be a dot, so you just need to watch out for that. You don't want the dots when you're tuning your guitar. So I'll just tune that E back up. And you'll repeat the same process for each string. So I'll pick another one, I'll pick a D. So I'll detune it. So it's telling me I've got somewhere on a C, so I'm going to go a bit more, I'm going to tighten the string a little bit. Like I said before, we've got that dot saying it's a C sharp, so we need to keep going a bit more. Now we're at the D note, we need to make sure it's in tune. Around into that green dot. And we're there. So I hope that helps, and have a go at tuning your guitar now. Now we're going to make sure we know how to hold our plectrum properly. So if you get your plectrum ready, and what I'd like you to do is put your plectrum in your left hand, and that's going to leave our right hand free just to make sure we're in the right shape. So what I'd like you to do is make a fist. We're then going to release our fist a little bit. So we've got a bit of a claw-shaped hand. We're then going to put our plectrum on top of our first finger, and then we're going to put our thumb on top. So the plectrum is at 90 degrees to our hand. Once you're there, you might need to just move it around a little bit to make it comfortable. But then we're going to be looking for something like this, where the plectrum is between our first finger and our thumb. And you don't need too much of the plectrum sticking out, so you just need to find a spot that's comfortable for you. When I hold my plectrum, I generally have my fingers a little bit open. Some people have their hands closed. You just need to pick which is more comfortable for you. But what's comfortable for me is holding it like this. So just to recap, we're going to make a fist shape. We're going to open our hand a little bit, put our plectrum on top of our finger, thumb on top, plectrum pointing away from us. And that puts it in a good spot so we can either pick some notes or strum some chords. Okay, well done. We're now going to look at how we hold the guitar, making sure our posture's good to ensure that we can play the guitar easily. There's a couple of ways you can do this. If you're used to playing electric guitar or acoustic guitar, you'll see that most people will have it rested on the leg that their plectrum's in. So I've got the guitar rested on my right leg. And with my guitar, there's a bit of a curve in the body, and that's the bit that's lying on my leg. I'm making sure that both of my feet are touching the floor, so you might need to find a suitable chair for that. Trying to sit up straight, so I'm not hunching over. And then my right arm is just kind of gently resting on the guitar, ready to either pick or pluck, and my left hand's ready to play. So like I said, on the same leg as your plectrum, so if you're right-handed, it's going to be your right leg, 2 feet on the floor, sitting up straight. If you played classical guitar, I've had some classical lessons, it's slightly different technique, but you can use that technique if you're using an electric or an acoustic guitar. There, we would raise our leg, so you need a footstool to push your opposite leg to your plectrum in the air, so for me it's my left leg. The same part of the guitar sits on the leg, and that just means the neck's pushed up a little bit, which can make classical guitar playing better. But it works for electric guitar, so if you feel more comfortable doing it that way, that's fine too. So whichever way you find the most comfortable is the way you should use. Well done for making it to the last section of this little video. In this last section, we're going to look at how we strum the guitar. It's going to be really important for the Chordal guitars course. So we're going to use all the things that we've just gone over. So we know where the strings are, we've made sure they're in tune, we know how to hold our plectrum, and we're sitting with good posture to make sure we can play the guitar well. So with all those things in mind, what I want you to do now, we're just going to have a look at strumming the bottom 3 strings, so strings 1, 2 and 3, and if you remember from before, that's E, B and G. We're not going to use our left hand at the minute, we're just going to practice the strumming. And by strumming these 3 open strings, we get the chord E minor. So what I'd like you to do is just rest your plectrum on the 3 strings, and then you're going to push towards the floor, almost like you're in an upside down wave. So if you can try that now. Okay, well done. What we're going to do now is try and do 4 of those strums. So we're going to try and play 4 E minor chords. So if we rest our plectrum on that 3rd string and we're going to push towards the floor. And we're kind of doing a circular motion to come back up to those strings. So I push down towards the floor, bring it back up. So we're not catching the strings on the way back up. So we're going to do 4 downstrokes on the E minor. So if you can try that now. Excellent, well done. Not only can we strum down, so not only can we strum with a downstroke, we can also strum with an upstroke. I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to push down towards the floor, and then I'm going to come back up with my hand and then catch the strings on the way back to play an upstroke. So we're going to go down. So do you want to try that quickly? So down, up, down, up. So your turn now. Fantastic, well done. A couple of things just to keep in mind. When you're strumming, generally your hand's floating. So I'm not touching the guitar. So my hand's floating and my hand and arm are pretty relaxed. I'm not tensing my forearm or anything. When I play my chords, most of it's coming from my wrist, tiny bit of movement in my forearm, but I'm trying to stay really relaxed. Okay, so if you just practice that strumming technique, that's going to be really useful when we come to learn the songs. So well done for watching this video all the way through, and I'll see you in the first lesson. Bye.